All right, so we're here to talk about the 30th anniversary of the Southwest Ghost Hunters. So over here we have Bob Carter, who, well, we're all technically, I'm the founder, you guys are co-founders, but Bob served as vice president from what, 2000 to 2007?
Was it 2007 or 2008?
2008, and we'll call it 2008.
Yeah.
Bruce was 1987 to
92?
91, 92, yeah, that's something like that. All right, so we're basically going to be talking about, we don't have a media page, so we thought we'd talk about media the group has done, things like that. And I think a good way to start off would be talking about how many books we've actually referenced in, because I think that's kind of a significant thing. Something like 23 different books that I know of that we can find. Right. There could be more.
Yeah, books where we got, investigations that we've done, articles we've written,
mostly articles we've written,
but experiments conducted, all that good stuff.
But it's
for the longest time we were the only people that were, well, not the only ones, but one of the few groups that were actually trying to use science for real.
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's kind of, I think it's noteworthy. There's not a lot of groups. I mean, like TAPS, obviously, because, well, they're on TV. They're going to be referenced a lot. But groups that have not really been on TV to be referenced that much
gives you a lot of credibility.
Yeah,
the whole group.
So, credibility. I'm not sure what to do with this. Where are my groupies?
We don't.
You don't get one for credibility.
Can I have a groupie?
Not with credibility, no.
Oh, well.
Bankability.
What the hell good is credibility?
Bankability, yes. Credibility, no.
Oh,
sorry.
I want to be a rock star. Anyway, yeah. Sorry.
But that was kind of neat. But I think the other things, people were asking, like, I came across a forum and they were making a big deal about, they got on one of the TV shows, Haunted Collector or something, they were featured.
Yeah.
And that like became a kudo.
I give up.
A huge kudo for them to be on TV. And well, let's talk about how many times we've been on TV, because we have been quite a bit, actually.
We just we don't really tend to toot our own horn that much.
We don't. And that's what we're doing on the videos, tooting our own.
But we probably should, but we don't.
But the thing is, the very first one was Weird Travels, which was on the Travel Channel, and we learned a lot from it because we did several things in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
But I think the one that was interesting was the Hatchet Lady, because if you watch it, they say, well, some people think this is mere urban legend.
And that would be us.
Yeah. We told them the whole story. It's an urban legend, yet they kind of tweak it to make it sound spooky and scary.
Right. I mean, it's for entertainment. It was not meant to be a serious, research kind of thing. They were doing it for entertainment. It's Weird Travels. They were trying to get people to come to Albuquerque to enjoy the spookiness and have some food, because they would also showcase the restaurants and stuff. So, and it makes sense. So they're not going to say, the legend of the Hatchet Lady as debunked by the SGHA. They're not going to put that on there.
Yeah. But then the second, which was very interesting, was Dead Famous. So we were on the Billy the Kid episode. But there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. One was, normally when we would do media, I'm always more comfortable with the skeptic person, and Bob would always go with the more believer type people.
Why was that? Why did that always?
I don't know, but that's always the way we did
believer, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
So, anyway, on this one, if you watch the episode, Gail has a walk-in, which I guess is a possession or something. Anyway,
I don't know if possession is the right word, but it's that kind of thing.
Something
I don't
like
understand
that.
how that works either.
But she was acting really. I just got weird vibes off of her, and I'm like, Pop, let's trade for just to be different.
Yeah,
I'll go with the.
We'll send Bob with the crazy lady.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of
what could go wrong?
But well, she actually went to bed early, if I remember right. She was out early.
Yeah.
But anyway, and you ended up joining us anyway, so it didn't matter. Yeah. But our first encounter with that crew was Chris had a K2 meter, and he was walking around.
Chris Fleming.
Yeah, Chris Fleming. And he was walking around checking. And this guy goes, don't you know that thing doesn't find ghosts?
You can't find ghosts with that thing. That reads only AC and blah, blah, blah. And I just gave him this whole thing, and he goes, yeah, I know. That's not what I use it for. Oh.
But I'm sitting there trying to stop him.
He's like, well, I use it to talk to them. What do you mean? And he theorized that they could flash the lights if they were, and get them. So he wasn't trying to find them with it. He was trying to get them to. It's like with this device, you can flash the light. You get like once for no, or twice for yes, or whatever. So that I'll just shut up now. Is what my.
But I was trying to stop him because I'm like, Bob, shut the fuck up. Let him pay for the rooms before.
Albuquerque's a long drive. In the middle
Let
of
him
the
pay for the rooms, then you can debunk the guys. But no,
I wasn't trying to be a dick to him.
Yeah. Always trying to educate the public. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he wound up being a good friend of ours after that. We worked with him since then too.
Yeah.
But, we'll get to that.
But one of the things that was kind of neat is we actually had something happen during this whole thing, and it's a lot of these shows, as we're going to explain, they make shit up, and it's not real reality or anything. It's all contrived. But this show, it was legit. All he did is they had a cameraman filming him, and he started feeling something, right? So he calls the base station, and me and Becky are in the base station watching on monitors what's happening in this room. And so I said, you want me to send Bob over there? Because he now has shown up. Oh, yeah, bring Bob. So Bob goes back in there. So there's Bob, Chris, and the cameraman.
Right.
Well, the cameraman has these small handheld cameras. He has one holding one, filming Chris, holding the other one, filming Bob.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I had an air ion counter.
And that's what you were reading the air ions, and
and it was pretty cool. I was sitting there in the doorway, and a cloud of charged particles went by. Electrically charged air, effectively, ionic air, like an ionic breeze, only not really. And that went by, and at the same time, Chris's cameraman. Well, you like to say, he was holding things out like this on the palm of his hands. The camera on Chris goes shooting out, and just totally dick punches him.
He gets nailed in the crotch.
Oh, Lord.
Now, of course, in the series, they immediately cut because Chris is going, oof!
Yeah,
he starts laughing, but...
And again, I wasn't necessarily laughing at his pain and discomfort. It was more the laughter of, holy crap, something happened. Awesome! Because that's... Anyone who knows us knows how rare that actually is.
Oh yeah, something that just flies across the room doesn't happen very often.
I think I can count the number of times I personally witnessed it on one hand.
Yeah.
But,
And you think about all the shows you watch, you never see that. Even in,
people
hundreds
would
and
say-
hundreds of episodes, you don't see something just fly across the room.
Well, because
on
people
tape.
immediately...
There's a string on it.
Yeah. And with good reason, because so often there is a goddamn string on it.
Yeah, most of the videos you see on the internet where things go flying, there's a string on it.
Yeah, but this one there wasn't. I mean, I watched that camera shoot off his hand, and he actually went grabbing for it.
Oh.
I mean, that's one of those things that convinced me that there was nothing going on, is because you can't fake that immediate.
No.
His reaction, you're like, what the hell? He's grabbing for that camera.
Yeah.
Right.
And it hit Chris. He doubles over in pain, like, oh, hands the guy his camera back. There was no string attached to that thing.
Right.
There ain't no strings on me. Whatever. I got nothing.
Interesting, but,
Pinocchio references? We're using Pinocchio references now?
I already said I got nothing, man.
But from here...
Actually, what I got here is a Trooper beer.
Yeah, I just had to call
Iron
you.
Maiden. So,
I have a canned version, so...
Yeah,
Just in case they want to sponsor
canned beer is
us.
an abomination, so saith Bob the Same.
Well, I know, but it was the only one that was cold. Okay, back to this before we...
Sorry. So after this, we don't do another TV show for quite a while. And the next one up is Extreme Paranormal, which me and Holly are on, briefly. That whole thing, our mindset at the time is we really wanted to show the shows how fake the shows are, because we've done so much with this, with TV and radio. But so there's the whole Bonito Lake thing, where that is all made up. We made it up completely, told them that. So when they're diving down and, oh my God, the evil spirits got me, there's nothing there. We made it up. And we did it for Ecto Radio.
Yeah.
Well known, it's out there, the podcast is still up. Why we did it, to prove it's all bullshit. A lot of the TV is bullshit.
Yeah.
So after that one, what was interesting about that was the weather. Raining like a son of a gun, trying to get up to Santa Fe alive and back in the rain. But anyway, so after that, there's nothing until Ghost Prophecies. And this was another A&E show. And this time it was me and Zero.
So are we not counting in the pilots that we've done?
No, we're going to talk about pilots separate.
Okay, separate.
So, Ghost Prophecies, it's about the St. James Hotel. Of Carl and I go there to tell them what we know about the St. James. The T.J. Wright myth it's just a myth. It's not real.
It is a crock.
We brought all the stuff. We also brought them the EVP that your wife got in room 18.
Yeah.
Which we got to talk about a little bit, but
we do.
We do. It's historic.
Oh, okay, well, that's true. Yeah. You said that like
well, actually,
honestly, like
we got footage. I can put some footage up here, and when you see the footage, it's going to make you laugh because this room 18. If we were in room 18 right now, there'd be enough room for somebody to walk behind him and behind me. It's not big.
Okay. And it was trashed out.
And what's funny... Really?
I mean, the whole reason why... my theory is the whole reason why it was always closed wasn't because of an evil spirit. It's because they didn't want to spend the money to renovate it, you know? But that's my theory. I don't know for a fact, so...
Well, the thing is, what makes this video funny is this is the first time it is opened to any ghost hunting group. We're the first in. 2001.
With Channel 7 was it?
With Channel 7, and there was, 6, 7 of us. Everyone is trying to be in the room at one time.
Oh,
and just to be in the room.
Ain't happening.
No.
I mean, we're stumbling over people.
We just wanted to stand in there, just like, we're in the room.
Right.
Yeah.
That no one's allowed to go.
Yeah.
Right. You know?
And everybody wanted that.
And it's like, okay, it's a room, all right. And we're
so,
getting no readings.
What was interesting with his wife is that we backed everybody out.
Right.
And we did an EVP session.
Yeah.
And so it's just me and her. We have lavalier mics on because it's a TV gig for the local TV, ABC affiliate news. And I'm filming it. We got an EVP that hits it. And we'll play video now. But what was weird about this is the voice comes across on the camcorder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We had 2 tape recorders, one on the sink, one on the fireplace. Nothing. Lavalier mics, not on mine, but hits hers.
Huh.
How in the hell is it going to hit her lavalier mic, not mine,
right.
and how's it going to get on the camera, but not the 2 tape recorders in the room?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And that's the first EVP session
ever
done in there. But where this ties into ghost prophecies.
Well, hold on. I was also going to mention that out of all that time we spent with Channel 7 there, you know when the activity actually kicked up? When the news crew had gone to bed. They had like 5 minutes after they went to bed for the night.
Right.
We started listening to like people walking around upstairs, like near the haunted card room and all that. We were listening to the chairs being moved around.
Wow.
There's no one's up there awake.
Mm-hmm.
We went and checked. And we're like, God damn it. It never fails.
Where are the
cameras? Ghost prophecies, they're doing the same thing that the other shows are doing. They're trying to put a spin on it to make it unique and scary. Anybody that goes into room 18 dies.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's interesting.
We would both.
Are you dead?
I don't feel particularly dead.
You don't.
Almost everybody in SGHA at some point or another has been in room 18.
I'm amazingly lively for someone.
Chris Fleming went in there.
Yeah, he's still quite alive as far as I'm aware.
So, yeah, once again, it just shows you But I thought the one thing they did right is they did call the local team and ask for their opinion on stuff, and that's why we went up there. It's like, well, okay, if they're actually going to
try to work with
other teams, sure. Let's see. I think that's the last national television thing, but TV pilots, we've done a lot.
Yeah. Never seen them fly. That's a bummer.
Well, there's different reasons. So it starts with Chris Fleming right after Dead Famous, and we did an event at Lodge at Cloudcroft who we invited Chris to.
Yeah.
And Chris actually said, out of all the teams I've worked with in the United States during all of the Dead Famous runs, and they worked with teams all during the whole thing, multiple teams. Right. He said SGHA was the best team he ever found. So he wanted me and Bob to be in this new production he was doing called Lost Souls.
Right.
So they flew us out to California to a little town called Willow Springs.
Yeah.
And we went about to do this other film pilot.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, that old little ghost town.
What was weird about that place?
There was some weird. There was some weirdness there.
Was there?
Well,
photographic weirdness. Yeah.
And we were walking through, and like, is that a bone? Yeah, it's a jawbone. Look, he holds it up. Like, that's somebody's jawbone.
Wow.
Somebody's freaking human freaking jawbone.
Wow.
On a shelf in one of these old buildings and stuff. So it was kind of weird.
Not something you normally find.
No. What happens here is, a long story short, Chris gets a deal with, I forget his name, Burnett is the last name. He was a big-time producer. And Lost Souls was barely coming off the ground, and he had to take the shot. I don't blame him at all.
Yeah.
It would have been money. It would have been a big. It didn't pan out, but it would have been.
Right.
It had the right people.
Right.
So Lost Souls didn't go anywhere. So RCR Productions, who shot that, said, like, what always happens when every time we go with a psychic, they see what we do and go, "You guys are more interesting to film than the."
Yeah.
So they hooked up with us, and we did a project called Dead Reckoning, which I know how many people out there said, "Well, we need a show with real scientists and no one this bullshit of teams and all this." This is what it was. We had full-blown this is 2007, so the economy's down. We had physicists, we had a couple of psychiatrists, we had all kinds of scientists who were going to be involved. Do you know what the network said? They looked at it and went, "Where's the screaming kids?"
Yeah, too sciencey.
The screaming kids.
Where's the screaming kids? That's what the network
They wanted a screaming reality show.
Yeah. People aren't going to watch this. Who wants it? So
They want
yes,
ratings.
and I can tell you right now, we're not the only team that has probably gotten scientists and went out and shot a pilot.
Right.
Yeah.
So those people that want that, it's not going to happen, because as long as Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters are getting ratings, that's what they think people want to see.
But now they're not even getting ratings anymore very much. They're the whole market's crashed out because it got flooded with crap.
Yeah. Well, the whole industry
And people quit.
with crap.
People quit watching it because they're like, it's the same damn thing every week. A bunch of fake crap.
Yeah.
And these supposed ghost hunters screaming like little girls and running the other way.
Exactly. Exactly.
Really? You're supposed to be ghost hunters and you run in the opposite direction? What the hell's wrong with you?
But then we got last year we had another one hit, and again this is Chris Fleming. Started out just with some phone calls. Chris calling me. Well, all right. Well, how would you prove that? We were talking about electronic voice phenomenon. We were talking about controls.
Right.
And I was, well, you'd probably want to have additional recorders and sound mapping. You want to do that first so you can rule out, for example, how do we know that was a ghost voice and not a car going by and you're mistaking the noise?
Exactly.
Anyway, and it evolved from there. And so, Chris, the whole thing of this thing, it was going to be shot for CMT. It was going to be called Ghost Country. But the whole concept was you're investigating histories of mystery using paranormal means.
Right.
And this intrigued me because I thought, everybody's trying to prove something exists. What if you could actually get EVPs?
Yeah.
All right, we've never been able to prove their voices of the dead,
No.
but if you were able to get vertical information which could connect dots, and you actually found
You might want
something,
to explain vertical evidence to...
vertical truth-telling,
Yeah.
tangible, if we could actually connect the dots, do this, that would be, it might suggest there's something to it at least.
Yeah.
And that's what this whole thing was. And it was, looking back on it, there was some amazing stuff. And I can't talk, this is going to sound so cheesy, I can't talk about it because it's still out.
Yeah.
CMT decided not to take the pilot because they wanted to go with comedy for their programming. And they, after dumping a lot of money, they said no. And I know it made the rounds.
Yeah.
And there's other shows on, which are also kind of full of it,
Yeah.
but the results it got, it was interesting.
Yeah.
We'll say it that way. What was different is we had a degreed historian with us who was there to verify anything that we got, to see if it was factual or not.
Yeah.
Was there a link? We had an actual scientist who was also an audio engineer, or his specialty, I should say, is audio.
Yeah.
Retired scientist, something no other show has had.
Yeah.
And then you had me being the skeptic, and then you had Chris with the belief. So it had all these elements.
Had all the
in it.
good angles.
It had everything in it. So,
Yeah.
but nothing progressed with it,
So that
unfortunately.
was really helping it because you said that there'd be the occasional possibility of, hey, Bob, come, for you.
Right.
If they were going to be anywhere near me in Indianapolis, like, hey, Bob, come drive.
Same thing with him. He was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. I was like, I'm totally down with that. Hell yeah.
Well,
I'll take a
we're-
weekend and go play.
Yeah, because we've been exchanging. He's been sending
Yeah.
me EVPs and things like that, and I'd love to get back into
Yeah.
actual ghost hunting instead of just sitting in front of the computer, listening to EVPs.
Yeah.
Although there is some interesting stuff on some of the EVPs.
Well, yeah. Well, I used to think EVP was complete and total bullshit
And
Until
Fort Craig.
and
Actually,
we,
not Fort Craig.
and we
but the-
tried
the- the
debunking
battlefield.
that. We thought, oh, it's just
Yeah.
cross modulation.
Yeah.
We tried forever to get a signal to cross modulate onto a recorder.
To say
Right.
what we got which was clear. Have you heard it? The voice.
It's on the Valverde.
Yeah, it's about Valverde Battlefield, right?
I went over a lot of the Valverde EVPs.
Well, the one that clear as day says, who's your commanding officer, and it says Captain McRae.
Right.
That was at the spot of Captain McRae's battery, where it was overrun by the Texans. So.
And that's when we went. Okay, that's and it's very clear. It's not like faint. It's very clear what's being said,
and that's what got me going. Okay, we have historical relevance.
Right.
To the location and the events that happened, and it's none of this, no generic questions. That was a direct question. Who's your commanding officer?
Right.
Captain McRae. Bam. And so that had me going, oh, maybe there's something to it after all.
Yeah, so many EVPs that you listen to, it's all, like we said earlier, suggestion, power of suggestion.
Yeah.
One person can listen to an EVP and you think you hear something, but you're not sure. Well, our minds are natural puzzle solvers. They want to make sense of something. So you hear something in white noise that sounds like it might be vocal. First thing your mind is going to do is say, I got to make sense of this. And the most common thing for our minds to make sense of is human language.
Yeah.
So it forms words.
Also human face. So we talk about the 3-dot effect, which is if you put 3 dots in a pattern, the human brain tries to turn it into a face.
Exactly.
Eyes and a mouth.
And then you go on with that EVP. Somebody's mind first says, okay, this is what I think it says. All right, you have somebody else listen to it, and all the shows do this, and it upsets me greatly. All right, we want you to listen to this. We want you to listen to this. Can you hear what it says? Well, it sounds like it's saying something, but I'm not sure. All right, listen again. Listen again. Okay, does it say this? You're right. That is what it says.
Yeah.
Well, you just suggested what they want to hear.
That's called a leading question.
Yes. Well, they do it on every single freaking show, and it just pisses me off.
Yeah. A lot of them, to be fair, probably don't even realize they're doing it. They're so excited that they think they got this thing, they want to share it with you.
Yes, but even the...
is that the popo?
Thank you for the popo. But even for
the...
Come right there.
They're in a helicopter, so they can't be shooting anyone up in the foothills or, giving body cavity searches. Well, that's true. They could be sniping from the helicopter.
Sniping.
Homeless people up in the foothills. But, anyway, don't get me started. But it's like I said, the human mind is a pattern.
And I know
machine.
A lot of people are going to be sitting out there thinking, but wait a minute, but I watch those shows and I hear what it says. Yeah, do you hear what it say before they make the suggestion or after they put it on the screen typed out for you to read?
Yeah, they give you the little teletype.
There's 2 things we got to bring up here. And the first is, ever since we've gotten more experienced people in, you can actually look at a spectrogram, which is just a print of the voice. And we can tell you what the vowels are, and we can actually tell you if it's a voice. We can also tell you if it's a human voice.
Love the spectrogram.
So there's that, but we knew this in 2005. We did a thing called Ghost Hunter X. Now, X was for experiment, not for extreme or something stupid like that. It was an easy test, and the whole point of it was we're seeing ghost hunting shows coming on, and knowing how people are, we knew like Carl was telling me in the tattoo industry when Miami Ink came out, everybody wanted to be a tattoo artist.
Yes, it exploded.
So we knew this was going to happen. So we were curious, what is going to happen when ghost hunters are providing people with the typical information they do? EVPs and history. So we went to Old Tucson back in 2003. There was a place there called the Arizona.
2004. No, it was 3, wasn't it?
3 when the first time.
Yeah.
When we went to this place and they were telling us this story about it and everything, and very benign. They'd go in to get out of the heat because the AC was left on in this building, and they would see a shadow moving and they'd hear footsteps. That's all it was. Well, we went in, solved it. The footsteps were the cooling coil of the AC.
Yeah, the AC condenser.
The condenser kicking in.
And the rest of it's just optical illusion. You're seeing shadows because you're in the dark.
If the only light source you have is the green fluorescent from the exit lamp all the way over there, you're going to see stuff because your mind's going to start.
And when we do the question thing, I want to get way into shadow people and.
Oh, we'll go there
because let's go there. Because
we are totally.
I have pet peeves about that kind of thing.
But what happens with this is we solve it, and then we decide let's do this experiment. So Bob and I suggested these people to some history, which was there was an attack by Native Americans on a stagecoach stop near this place.
Yeah.
And then we gave them an EVP that we created.
Yeah.
And the EVP was a very cheesy one. And the same thing, power suggestion. Don't you hear what it says?
It says, I'm going to kill you. You know.
All right.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that.
So and the
it
plan
sounds
was,
demonic and evil. Well, it did, intentionally.
Yeah.
and the plan was we're going to let it rest for a little bit, come back, see if does it change the story. Well, at this time, an independent film producer comes in and wants to do a show, and it ends up being called Ghost Hunter X2.
Yeah.
We go back to investigate a saloon that's there.
Right.
Which
was
is
actually where the
really
stuff
weird stuff.
actually
Now, if you ever
happened.
watch this, and it's on part of it's on YouTube, and I know
Yeah.
the scene with us going in is actually in. The place we're going into initially is the saloon. But what happens, we set up and we start doing the saloon, the security guards tell the producer, well, listen, the haunted place, the theater is. There's a ghost in there that attacks women.
After
What?
we, yeah.
After you
After
planted
you
that
put
little
the suggestion in there.
And so now this is supposedly a ghost of a really pissed off Native American who will attack women.
Man.
And as you can see on the film, like I said, there is the stuff on YouTube. There's a couple of small clips on it, but a lot of it is the same things. The girls are up there. The suggestion is planted. It attacks women.
Yeah.
The dim
flip
lights.
out.
They
Of
flip
course.
out. They scream. There's hysteria.
They freak out and
Yeah, I went over that EVP.
And it made good. Hey, it made good cinema because he and I we weren't expecting that, not that
Yeah.
level of.
Yeah.
Because so on that one, the shock of him going, listening to them scream was like, oh
And
crap.
everybody's like, you guys are dicks. I'm like, what do you mean we're dicks? I mean, these girls are screaming up there, and you guys are like walking down. We're coming. It's because we knew it wasn't freaking haunted.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
because we didn't care about the girls. We knew.
But you see the initial look in each other, like, oh crap.
And see,
Perhaps we took it too far.
Cody sent me that EVP, and I listened, and I analyzed, and I studied, and I heard absolutely nothing but sudden screaming. It's like, what the hell are these girls screaming about?
Freak themselves
They
out.
freak
Never
themselves out.
heard anything.
To the point that one of them actually got a hand-shaped bruise on her thigh.
Huh. Self-inflicted, possibly?
No, it was a man-sized hand.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we don't know. I mean, you can see her feet.
Yeah, but
You know.
I mean, like, stigmata is a known
Well,
phenomenon.
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the
Power of the mind is a lot-
can hurt your body. So
That is
But
that's what I think it was.
We shot it and we thought, there's no way this is going to air. I mean, we're going to Tombstone. We're going up to a cool place called Chama when Foster's an old,
Yeah.
1880,
Right. Train
hotel.
depot and yeah.
No. And I understand
And
why.
absolutely.
I understand completely why. That was his girlfriend that was there. She was the one that was supposedly, going with. She was one of the ones that freaked out and got the handprint on her.
Yeah.
At that point, it had to be about that. And I understand. I understand that, I don't want to sleep on the couch. I want to get laid in the near future. And if he would have went with any other thing we shot, that would have been the
And
situation.
to be fair, she was cute.
in English. It had
Yeah.
that cute
Oh, yeah,
accent.
I remember.
Cute
I
in
watched
English,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah.
was cute.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. They completely ignored all the actual, really weird,
Yeah.
actual stuff that happened in favor of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. But anyway, that producer's a good guy, so he's not a bad dude.
I don't blame him either.
Well, yeah, no, it's sorry, allergies are
Allergy to cigar.
Cigar allergies.
cigar allergies. Yeah.
There we go. See?
It's a cigar made of cottonwood. Yeah.
Both
Dude, that would die. Anyway,
Colombian
but
toppy wood.
so yeah, that was kind of cool, and
And then, of course, we've been in 94 Rock for the last
yeah, all the radio gigs. we've done.
14 years going on with those guys.
Yeah, I still remember the first time they called us. We're like, "Well, shit, yeah, that'll be fun. We'll go do radio for Halloween."
Why not?
And then it became a tradition to the point that we were pissing off every other group in town because we had a monopoly on 94 Rock, one of the biggest rock stations in the state,
Yeah.
and we were the guys. We were their go-to guys.
It's awesome.
It was fun.
Well, it's because, one, we understand it's entertainment.
Yeah.
And two, we're realistic. We're not going to blow smoke up their ass and
Right.
tell them that it's a ghost.
Yeah.
We're going to tell them what we think. And,
Yeah.
And it was kind of fun to